we're starting to see a trend that Barcelona need to fix ASAP, or La Liga could be over for them. I have made many videos of hyping La Liga. I mean, hyping Barcelona, hyping Rafinha, hyping Lamine Yamal, hyping. And listen, Barca fans can be very happy because when Barca plays against Real Madrid, they absolutely dominate and smack up Real Madrid, right? And for a lot of Barca fans, you get a little bit of bragging rights, you get a little bit of all that stuff. You get you get to really laugh at Real Madrid. But here's the thing. The only person about to be laughing if Real Madrid win tomorrow is Real Madrid, because Real Madrid has an opportunity to go 7 points clear of Barcelona in La Liga. And I know to a lot of people that doesn't sound like a big deal, but it's a really big deal. So you might have smacked them up in the Super Cup. You might have done this, done that. But the fact that Real Madrid can go 7 points clear of Barcelona, and I'm going to say this, and Barca fans, Madrid fans can get mad at me for this. Real Madrid's been bad. They've been bad. They have not been good. They have not been a good team this season, and they have an opportunity to go 7 points clear of Barcelona. Not 7 points clear of Atletico Madrid, but 7 points clear of Barcelona. And that, my friend, is their major main competitor. Again, Atletico Madrid is in this race, and they're going to be in this race. It's going to be a three-headed race the whole way. But the fact that you can go 7 points clear of Barcelona, that means in the second round, you can lose to Barcelona and still be good. You still be ahead of them. So this is the problem that Barcelona's having right now. They show up for the big games, but I'm noticing a trend with Flick that he cannot break down park the bus teams. Getafe played in the back and had an amazing counter. And when we look at the full 90 minutes of the game, I feel like a tie was the actual right result. Rafinha and Lamine Yamal were very quiet. Lamine Yamal in the second half, the only thing I can really remember from him is when he did this amazing skill move, cut inside, and took a shot that took a deflection and got a corner, and he pumped up the fans, and he was into it. But realistically, him and Rafinha were very irrelevant in this game. Lewandowski was in there, getting what the Getafe team does, pushing him around, being really aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Kind of a lot of stuff happens when you play Getafe. We know how this goes. We know how that stadium is. But Barcelona is having a major issue, a major problem when they come up against teams that play with a low block, right? And when they play against teams like Barcelona and like Real Madrid and stuff that don't play low blocks, that play high aggressive attacking football, yeah, they dominate nice, right? That's the games where you can really see what Flick is doing and what Barcelona have to offer. The problem is, guys, throughout a season, about 20% of your games are going to be those type of games. There's only a few teams that are going to go toe-to-toe with Barcelona. Maybe Bayern, Real Madrid, maybe an Arsenal or a Liverpool. Those type of teams will open up and go toe-to-toe with Barcelona. But you're only going to play those teams a few times, a handful of times. You're going to play the Getafes. You're going to play the Celta Vigos. You're going to play those type of teams more often than not. And Flick's right now, his resume against those teams are not good. He does not have a good philosophy to breaking down low block park the bus teams. And Benfica is playing them on Tuesday, and I still think that we're going to lose. But now I'm having a little bit more of, hold on, we have a chance here. If Bruno Lage can set a good defensive block the way we defended against Bayern Munich and be able to play off the counter, because against Bayern, we played a very low block, but we never attacked. We never really countered off of it. If we can play a very low block against Barcelona and counter, there's actually a big chance in this game because Barcelona heavily struggles against teams that play low blocks, teams that defend. And Portuguese teams are very good, just like Spanish teams, at playing low blocks and defending. So if Benfica can do this, if Benfica can put a very low block and play really an ugly game against Barcelona, they have actually a chance of getting a draw or even a win out this game if they play that style of football. So there, all of a sudden, I'm starting to see an opportunity for Benfica to actually get points against Barcelona. I do think Barcelona is going to win the game because I think if Barcelona shows up and is Barcelona that we've seen against Real Madrid, that's a hard Barcelona to beat. But we're not getting that Barcelona in most games. And it's a very inconsistent, and we're seeing this in football. So many teams are inconsistent. I talked about my Benfica. Like, they do one 45 minutes amazing, next 45 minutes terrible, one game good, next game bad. I think it's just the amount of games on their legs, the amount of, they go to Saudi Arabia, now they have to come back. Barca goes to Saudi Arabia, wins that competition, come back. But today, lads, if I'm being real with you, Getafe's goalkeeper didn't have to be great, just had to make a couple saves. He had to be good, not great. He had to just do what you have to do in front of it as a goalie, because there was nothing spectacular that he had to do. And it was just a real underwhelming performance from Barcelona and a good defensive performance from Getafe. And at the end of the day, that's what it was today. And now all of a sudden, Real Madrid just had the worst week, right? The worst week. They got smacked by their biggest rivals. Awful week. The worst week. They got to be in the mud. They got to be like, damn, we just got dogged 5-2 or something to this Barcelona team. We have no chance. They smacked us so bad. They just had a horrible week. And then the weekend comes, Atletico drops points, Barca drops points, and they go, wait a minute. This is amazing. Their confidence is fully back. Their confidence has to be to the moon because, lads, if Real Madrid win tomorrow against Las Palmas, by the way, in their stadium at 10 a.m. my time, the standings will be Real Madrid 2 points clear in first place of Atletico Madrid and 7 points clear of Barcelona. Now, we've seen this story happen before where they have an opportunity to take first place and they stumble and actually slip up. Every time Barca slips, it seems like Madrid would slip. But now all of a sudden, guys, Real Madrid, Barca went there and knocked their confidence to the mud, destroyed them, cooked them up, messed it up. The team could have been in some real bad confidence ways. They could have been in a real bad place. Now, all of a sudden, that's all changed. Because if they just go win their game against Las Palmas, which is going to be easier said than done, but you go beat Las Palmas and you're in first place. And everything that happened in the Super Cup, all the Madrid fans, they forgot. They don't even care. They completely forget about all that. All that is over. How bad they were defensive, all the problems they have, all that is forgotten because guess what? You're 2 points clear of Atletico Madrid and you are 7 points clear of Barcelona. And a Barcelona that's looked threatening and good and beastly and feastly this season. And the way that you could be 7 points clear of this team, it just doesn't make sense because when I watch Barcelona play when they're at their high and I watch Real Madrid play and they're at their high, Barca looks like a better team right now. Barca looks like a more organized, attacking, well-flowing football team. Everybody's on the same page. The team knows what they're doing. And Real Madrid just looks like, hey, Mbappe had a good day. Vinny had a good day. Jude Bellingham showed up. Somebody showed up to bail them out. But this team that's getting bailed out by one individual performance now can go 7 points clear of Barcelona. I think Flick's done amazing things. I came here, I made a video and said how he's manager of the year, how he is up there to be manager of the year. But now all of a sudden you start to really look at the big picture and how he can't seem to beat the smaller teams and how he can't break down the low blocks. And you start wondering to yourself, yo, what's going on with Barca? What's happening? Why is Rafinha and Lamine Yamal in games like this not so active as they usually are? How do they get Lewandowski more involved in games like this? How do you get this team to do? Because remember, the goal came from Conde. Like, it's not a Lewandowski, Rafinha, Lamine Yamal. They were quiet the entire game. Getafe just kept them out the game. So, again, playing a low block against Barcelona, if you don't know what a low block is, to kind of make it make sense is, they kind of look at football in blocks, right? And then there's like blocks through the field. And it's when the midfield line is really close. Most of y'all know when the midfield line is really close to the back line. When you play these really low blocks, right? And you play this really compact park the bus football, Barcelona has a very hard time breaking it down. So, is it an age thing? Is it a manager thing? I'm not sure what it is, lads. I truly cannot put my finger on it. I can't tell you what it is, but what I can tell you from the bottom of my heart is something is fully wrong over there, and Flick has to figure it out because, again, it's one thing to cook up Madrid. It's one thing to cook up big teams, but you got to do it every day, right? This is something that you must do every single day, week in, week out. You need to play against the small teams and beat the small teams. I tell my cousin this all the time, and I tell everybody I talk to about football. The Portuguese league is just like La Liga. The big games is not what's going to usually win you the championship. The championships are won in Getafe Stadium and in Las Palmas Stadium. Because, yeah, the El Clasico is a big deal, right? But usually that's not what separates the two. Sometimes back in the day it was with Barca and with Madrid and stuff. But nowadays it's the small games. The small games are going to be the games that win you a championship. not El Clasico. So El Clasicos are cool, they're fun to watch, and they're important, but they're not as important because Barca's kind of dominating El Clasicos, and now we're about to be 7 points behind if Madrid wins. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know if you think Flick has to figure something out because in the small games, Barca's just not working at the moment.